Hey everyone, what's up? It's Ellie here. I'm here today reacting to Devinder Crousley's Hero trailer. It's the very last one of the bunch. I'm unsure if Bethesda / Arcane are going to be releasing any more trailer-esque type media just because we are so close to the game coming out. It really is an exciting time right now. Everything that we get might be the last. So I'm really excited to jump into Dev's story a little bit and learn a little bit about his backstory and why he's in Redfall. I mean, we kind of know a little bit already. We know that he is a cryptid hunter. He's a social media kind of creator. He writes books, and he is in Redfall currently promoting his book, like A Mothman to the Flame, which of course is, a really good choice considering that the Bethesda kind of universe already knows of the Mothman. We're already a little bit acquainted with some cryptids because of Fallout 76, and specifically Mothman being probably the most impactful cryptid that came out. Not that necessarily the Mothman was even created by Bethesda. Obviously, it's a cryptid that has existed before Fallout 76, but just the one that has the most impact, I think, with the Bethesda audience. So I think it's really fun that Devinder was here to promote his book about the Mothman, but really he's about to encounter vampires, which is on its own a very interesting thing. Massachusetts is known for having a cryptid called the Dover Demon, which is sort of like a vampire-esque looking cryptid. So it's interesting to me, at the very least, that they've sort of done it that way. All right, so let's jump in and learn what Devinder's all about.
Hey, that's delicate equipment.
I built robots, Dev. Sure, I can handle it.
Think fast.
Your parents okay at these little field trips of yours?
How many people did you say showed up at your book signing?
Hey, the crowd at the signing was quite large for a town this size. The fame isn't the point. I want to show people that the world they imagine isn't that far from the one they know. Of course, Mom and Dad didn't approve, so I had to make my own way. And with limited resources, I had to improvise my own equipment. Self-taught, I'm proud to say. I want to show people what I've seen.
Man to the
To watch
Flame?
their eyes light up, like a kid on their birthday.
More like Mothman. That was terrifying.
What's going on?
Well, no one's seen one before, have they? Speaking of, I need to look at the specimen.
Yeah, that's from the announcement trailer. And now we get the gameplay. We've already seen a lot of Devinder's kit, so there's the arc javelin that he was working on earlier. And I think it's going to be really useful for when you are playing solo as well. I just like how all of the heroes have something about their kit that, you're pretty much going to feel comfortable playing solo. Because I always have something to balance it out. That kind of sounded like the Possession Whisper, I think, from Dishonored. I think it's the Possession Whisper. It might be Rat Whisper, I don't know. Rat Whisper. Alrighty. And there we go. We've got Devinder's Northern. Let's go back a bit. Northern Expedition outfit. So this would be from when Devinder was hunting, I think, the Yeti. And that was talked about. It's actually not talked about in a lot. I think it was really just like one section of the Redfall site where they talk about the Bite Back digital edition, and they mildly describe every outfit. And, you learn a little bit about each character based on that. I think the only two characters we really learn about with the outfit description is specifically Devinder and Jacob as well. With Jacob, we learn that he lost his partner and it led him down a dark road for a little bit there. So definitely little pieces of lore scattered around everywhere. We're going to be able to open up all of that in the actual game, I'm sure. So let's start right at the beginning. It kind of looks like Devinder here is a bit restrained. He didn't really plan to interview himself, so I think it's just sort of everyone being a bit over and done with having questions and kind of feeling a bit poked and prodded, and so they have kind of sat him down. They go, well, you know what are you doing here in Redfall? What is your story? Let's delve into your psyche and let you open up a little bit. And we kind of do, only that little bit more than we kind of already know. So we're kind of jumping in. He's a little bit hesitant. They're using his equipment. He's not very comfortable with that. And then they kind of throw back at him, well, how many people attended your book signing? And he kind of gets a little bit defensive. He goes, well, for such a small town, it was a decent amount. And that, to me, suggests that he potentially isn't necessarily as famous as he has been let on to be, that maybe he has a small audience. And that, cryptid hunting is probably quite a niche interest, right? But, I made it on the internet for a really long time, and I think there are a lot of people that are really interested in that whole world, so maybe not. We even see his live stream situation, so it's sort of him searching for the Mothman. And this live stream situation is quite interesting. Obviously, okay, so his chosen platform is Facebook right now. He's got 160 viewers, but I think that bumps up to, it goes up straight to 259, so maybe around 300 even by the end of it. So, 362, he's got a decent following that's joining in on his streams. I would say that's pretty decent. He's doing a good job. One of my first things that I noticed in this sort of frame was this first comment here that says, Dev is right, Bigfoot is fake, fake, fake. Now, Devinder kind of lets on a little bit later in the trailer here that he said, well, his joy is to connect the worlds of average people, that the world that they believe in, or is how does he phrase it? Maybe I can find it.
One they know.
Yes, he just said that.
No, they imagine isn't that far from the one they know.
So the world that they imagine isn't that far away from the one that they know. So it might not even be about the money, it really might be this passion that Devinder has. He believes that they exist. It's not that he's just come to Redfall and he's like, oh shit, that things are actually real. I was just playing a part. He really seems like he's genuine. He even says his parents were disapproving, which is a really common kind of story, especially when you delve into like content creation and social media and all that sort of thing. There's usually that generational kind of drift where there's that separation of understanding and whatnot. So that's what he wants to do. He wants to talk about cryptids, and he wants to show the world that they imagine isn't that far from their reality. And yeah, I just think this point that a comment brings up here saying, Dev is right, Bigfoot is fake, 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 is extremely interesting, because it's kind of a juxtaposition in a sense. Like, we know that Devinder wants people to know that the world that they imagine isn't that close to reality, but he obviously has made a point in the past claiming that Bigfoot is fake, which could be counterproductive to kind of what you think Devinder is about. However, like, there are cryptid hunters, like, especially if you watch stuff on the Discovery Channel and whatnot, that like they basically they make those documentaries that are like, Bigfoot is fake, but you know what isn't? And then they go into like this whole other rabbit hole. So maybe that's what Devinder's doing here. I know that when I saw that, it definitely made me think that potentially something was awry with Devinder's cryptid stories. Looking back at it, I think it just might be that he just really is that deep in the cryptid lore and what, the real side of cryptids and all that sort of thing. So it's definitely interesting to see that comment there. It kind of does make you think a little bit. I just think it's really going to be interesting to play the game as Devinder and hear more about his perspective on these things as we play the game in voice lines, as he discovers the world, as he kind of relates what's happening to maybe things that he's already experienced. This scene in particular is just extremely creepy. Very Mothman-esque. Maybe there was a connection there, who knows? But yeah, I think for one, Devinder looks like he's going to be a reliable character. He's got gear that's going to help him out if you're playing solo. Really powerful, strong, and he's going to be insightful. So for those reasons, I think he's going to be the first hero that I pick in Redfall. I'm pretty... It's a really hard decision, and I say this in every single video, but it definitely wavers. But Devinder consistently has been someone that I'm really interested in and really curious about. So I think exploring Redfall for the first time with Devinder is going to be a great experience, because he's just going to have so much contextual knowledge that maybe the others don't. Not so much specifically about Redfall, but about cryptids in general, and maybe even about vampires. I mean, I'm sure he's done research on vampires, and this isn't one of those universes where vampires never existed and no one knows what to do. I'm sure that there is some general understanding of vampires in popular culture. Because I hate when storylines do that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I think I'll end it there. I really appreciate you guys checking out these kind of newly styled, different type of videos from me where I'm kind of live reacting to things. Thank you for all your support thus far. I'm going to be continuing to make Redfall content. I'm going to be continuing to make all sorts of other content. So please stick around, press the subscribe button. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.